Hello brother, I haven't been making videos in a while, so I think I need to start by explaining why not. About 7 months ago, I found out I was pregnant. It was a baby that we didn't expect, but we thought, hey, now that it's here, we'll deal with it. It brought a few problems with it, like we had to look for a new car because our car wouldn't fit 3 car seats, and some other technical difficulties, but we thought, yeah, we'll manage. The thing was, it wasn't like a normal pregnancy, at least not what I think of as a normal pregnancy. You know, I had 2. I was so tired and exhausted. I couldn't do anything. I literally didn't get out of the house for a month at a time. Once I tried to go grocery shopping with my husband, and after 5 minutes I had to go back to the car because I was not able to just walk around. There were days when, while I was at home, I literally couldn't do the laundry. But the life went on until there were some real complications. I started bleeding heavily. I'm laughing because I don't know what else to do. It happened in the car, so we got to the hospital like 10 minutes after the bleeding started. I'm sorry, but I still cannot believe how much blood there was. And we did an ultrasound at the ER and everything was fine. You know, the baby didn't even notice. He was just there, minding his own business. I couldn't believe that. Even the doctors were very surprised. I was left in the hospital for observation. Everything was fine with the baby. But those 2 days in the hospital I will never forget, because I shared a room with 3 other women who in that week have lost 4 babies. Let's just say we didn't have a party all the time. Anyway, I got home with doctor's orders not to strain myself as if I could, even if I wanted to. And everything was fine for about a week or 2. And then I started losing water, really tiny amounts, and in a weird way. So that when I got to the hospital, they just said that I imagined it, that it wasn't what I think it was. And I basically believed them because, well, hey, you know, maybe because of the bleeding I just got so crazy that I'm basically waiting for something bad to happen. But then again, I lost some water. And again, and again. It went on for like a month. I went to see 4 different doctors, and each and every one of them told me that I'm imagining it. That I'm either peeing or that I'm just imagining it. It is very hard. It is very hard to explain how I felt in that 1 month. There were basically 2 options. Either I was totally crazy, I was losing it, I was imagining things, I smelled things that weren't there and was seeing things that weren't there. Or I really was losing water. None of the doctors believed me because it was such an unusual thing. Basically, they told me, if you start losing water, you have to keep on losing water. There is no way that you can lose a bit, then that it stops, and then a tiny bit comes out again, and then stops, and so on and so on. That they were saying that my case was impossible, that could not be happening. So yeah, the second thing meant it is very, very not good to be losing water while you're pregnant, because the baby needs that water to develop. And if, because of nothing else, because of those 2 days I spent in the hospital after the bleeding, I knew that losing water at this stage in pregnancy meant only one thing, that the baby cannot develop and that you have to abort it. So I had those two options, either I was crazy or I was losing the baby. Suffice to say, I did not like any of those two, and I was still feeling so incredibly exhausted, and everything was so hard to do. It's really hard to explain to a normal person, a normal healthy person, how it is when you literally can't be standing for half an hour to cook a meal for yourself. I'm already talking too long. To shorten it up a bit, one night I lost so much water, so much, that I called our father and told him he has to get me. We have to get to the emergency room. There is absolutely no way that I can lose so much water and that everything can still be fine. And I got there. I was so desperate for somebody to believe me. I even had pictures of my pads filled with water and blood, just so I could show the doctor. And she was looking at it and was like, yeah, looked at me. No water nor blood was coming out of me at that time. 20 minutes later, still nothing. And she concluded that I peed myself. That I have spent the whole night peeing without noticing it, without it smelling like pee, nothing. She was just convincing me that I peed, which I thought was ridiculous. And I almost got in a fight with her when she said, well, what do you want me to do? And I said, I want to get an ultrasound. I want to see that everything's fine. We went for the ultrasound. She took her sweet time looking at the baby and then said, the baby doesn't have enough water. She showed it to me and there was basically no water left. None. And I wished I had peed myself because I knew what that meant. So I stayed again for 2 days in the hospital while they were trying to induce an abortion. I hated the whole experience. I would not recommend it to anyone. And when it was done, I just said I want to go home. They wanted to keep me for, I don't know why, but I said I'm going home. So after 4 months of utter exhaustion came sadness and grief and nothing else. It took me some time to get to a functional level, though I was surprised at how easy it was to do. Just simple things like walking and doing house chores. Wow! I did so much and it's been only a day! So I had that going for me. We had to cancel the car that we ordered because we actually couldn't afford it. And now that it wasn't a necessity, it just had to go. And then I buried myself in work, which is how I made 5 videos in 7 weeks on the Bricomotion channel. But I couldn't find the strength to do this video. I know I could have just made a video about the weather or anything, but I felt that this was the video I had to make first, and then I can move on to happy topics. So that's it in short. Well, I guess it wasn't that short. If you would have seen me talk about this in real life, and believe me, it would have been at least an hour longer. I'm glad that you are having fun. Hope to see you at some point. Until then, bye bye.